So anybody can say that one car rides better than another, or maybe that sport mode is harsher than comfort mode, but nobody actually ever gives you any real numbers with it. Today, we're going to change that. So I've taken out our 911 and C300 and ran them both into different modes to see what the ride quality is like in both cars. I've used a seismometer so I can record actual data so I can show you guys what these cars actually ride like. All the data was collected as an RMS value. Now, without getting into too much detail, that's not exactly an average, but it's close to it. For our purposes, I think it'll be just fine so we can see what the differences between the Mercedes and the Porsche are. So let's start off and take a look at the C300. By looking at the chart and the data, you can see that the comfort mode is a little bit smoother than the Sport Plus mode. The average vibration was pretty similar in both modes, but comfort mode does a much better job at soaking up those harsher bumps. You see far less spikes when comfort mode is turned on compared to the Sport Plus. Now the 911 doesn't exactly have a comfort mode. It's got Sport and Sport Plus with PASM. For our test, I basically just turned all the different Sport options off or turned them all the way on. So the difference between the Sport and the non-Sport modes in the 911, very, very small. My data shows that Sport mode may actually be just a little bit smoother, but honestly this is such a small difference that you could really write it off to just the pavement being a little bit different between the two different runs, despite being on the same road. So how do the two cars compare to each other? To nobody's surprise, the Mercedes is much smoother than the 911. There's no comparison when you look at the charts. The Mercedes just doesn't have anywhere near the amount of vibrations that the 911 does. Even when you put the Mercedes in Sport Plus mode, you see a couple little spikes here and there, but nothing compared to the 911, despite what mode it's in. So for all you guys that are interested, I've listed all the changes that each car goes through when you turn on Sport and Sport Plus modes. So overall, nothing too exciting. We all knew the Mercedes was going to be a smoother ride than the 911, but it's kind of interesting to see what the data actually shows. Now I really hope everybody enjoyed this video because I really enjoyed making it. You guys have been so great with all your comments and support. It's really been amazing. So until next time, thanks again for watching.